From Washington, this is VOA News. Security is tight in Volgograd, Russia, after 2 days of deadly bombings. And armed youths are reported near a key city in South Sudan. I'm David Byrd reporting from Washington. The International Olympic Committee says it remains confident the upcoming Winter Games in Sochi, Russia, will be safe and secure, despite terrorist bombings in the city of Volgograd. More than 30 people have died there in the past 2 days. As VOA's Michael Bowman reports, at least 14 people were killed on Monday when a bomb exploded on a trolley bus.
Monday, a suspected suicide attack demolished a crowded trolley bus in Volgograd, some 650 kilometers northeast of Sochi, which will host the 2014 Winter Olympics in February. The attack came 1 day after a deadly suicide bombing at the city's main railway station. No one claimed immediate responsibility for the bombings, but Islamist insurgents from the nearby North Caucasus region have carried out similar attacks on public transit targets in Russia in recent years. President Putin has ordered Russia's counterterrorism agency to step up security in Volgograd and elsewhere. Michael Bowman, VOA News, Washington.
For more on this story, please visit our website, www.voanews.com. Officials in the Democratic Republic of Congo say government troops have defeated armed attackers at 3 locations around the capital. Close to 40 gunmen were killed and several others were captured. No civilians or security forces were reported killed in the attacks at the international airport, state television station, and the main military base in Kinshasa. Witnesses say the attacks were staged by youthful gunmen that claimed allegiance to an evangelical Christian prophet who's opposed to the rule of President Joseph Kabila. A government spokesman says the attacks appeared to have no purpose except to disrupt this week's New Year's celebrations. South Sudan's military says rebels are moving toward a flashpoint town as hopes fade that a ceasefire deadline will be met. An army spokesman said Monday that rebel troops are advancing on the Jonglei state capital of Bor. A spokesman for the UN mission in South Sudan, Joseph Contreras, told VOA that the United Nations is extremely concerned about reports of large numbers of armed youths advancing towards Bor.
Armed youths of various ethnic backgrounds in Jonglei State have been at the center of much of the intercommunal fighting that has plagued that part of South Sudan since the country became independent 2.5 years ago.
Tribal violence erupted earlier this month when President Salva Kiir accused former Vice President Riek Machar of attempting a coup. The United Nations says the fighting has left more than 1,000 people dead. Tens of thousands of others have been displaced. It appears that Tuesday's deadline to move most of Syria's chemical weapons out of the country will not be met. A statement issued over the weekend from the United Nations and an international chemical weapons monitoring group cited delays due to unstable security, logistical problems, and bad weather. The statement said, at this stage, transportation of the most critical chemical material before December 31st is unlikely. The Syrian government agreed to allow the UN and the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons access to its weapons arsenal for destruction at sea. They're getting ready for Tuesday night's New Year's celebration in New York's Times Square. Organizers unveiled a new kaleidoscope design for the crystal ball that drops each year in the square. Jeffrey Strauss is the president of Countdown Entertainment.
New this year is a whole new pattern. We have the Waterford Gift of Imagination crystal triangles that are a series of intricate wedged cuts that mirror each other like a kaleidoscope, and they're illuminated by these beautiful Philips LEDs that create all those wonderful colors. It's really a jewel in the sky on December 31st.
More than 1 million people are expected to jam the Times Square area for the celebration on Tuesday. On Wall Street, stock prices were mixed on the penultimate trading day of 2013. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was slightly higher. The Nasdaq and the S&P 500 were down. For more on these stories, please visit voanews.com. I'm David Byrd reporting from Washington.